Hello there, my name's Drew Peoples, and today I want to go through this program with you called Memrise. What we have here is the home page of my account, and as you can see, this is something that I have personally been using to help with my studying of Mandarin Chinese. So I do this as well as learning Chinese lessons every single week. And I decided if it was something that was helpful to me, maybe it will be helpful to my students. So I teach here at a university in China, and I have some public speaking classes with some students, and I decided why not get them on this website. So in one class, I had them set up an account, which is fairly simple, just putting in their email, making a password, and then confirming through their email they are who they say they are. And that's pretty much all they have to do. It's free. You can see here there's a pro version that you can pay for, but it's completely unnecessary. I say just go for the free one. And then I got them into this program. I showed them how to use it through groups here. What you can do is you can create a group based on one of the courses, and you can invite your students into that group. So I did that, and then I just had them go through a session and explain how to do everything. And it's quite simple to set up. Sometimes, if we're having some downtime, maybe there's 10 or 15 minutes at the end of class, and I'll tell them to take out their phones, to sign up on this, and to go through a session or two before the bell rings. So it's definitely something that can be used in class, but the best application, I think, for this is for independent learning. So all you really have to do is just teach them how to set it up and how to use it. So that's what I'm going to go through with you today is how do you set this up and what is the purpose of using this program. So in order to begin, you have to go to courses and you have to figure out what language are you teaching. So I'm just going to say that you're an English teacher, okay? And as you can see here in this drop-down list, there are quite a few different languages to choose from here. All right, so quite a bit there. What we're looking at, though, is we're going to do British English. You'll see that there's also under languages, there's also English for the US. And as an American, this is obviously what I want to do. But to be quite honest, a lot of the courses here are just a bit underwhelming. Under the British English, there's a much better variety of courses that you can choose from here. Now, as you can see, some of these courses are definitely for higher level learners. For example, this Advanced English for Native Speakers, quite a few of the terms in here are pretty good. I went through this and even some I didn't know personally. So it can definitely be used for higher level learners, but I think it works best for lower level learners. And especially we're going to be looking at today, how to use it for ESL students. So the program that we'll do today, this class, is Advanced English. Right, and we're going to go into Unit 3 here. So as you can see, there's a total of 1,800 words here. And they will have a chance to go through and review, after a week, after 2 weeks. This is a way to just constantly remind themselves of these words. So let's get into here to Unit 3. All right, and before you begin a session, you can see all the words that are in this level. As you can see, I haven't done any of these yet. They're all ready to learn. So a seed is placed there. And then once you've gone through it and the program feels like you've remembered it enough, then it's given a raindrop, meaning it's time to review, and you are allowed to review whenever you feel like it. And then with the review, depending on how long it's been since you've seen a word, that'll depend where it is on the list. So if I haven't done ludicrous in months, then when I click review, ludicrous will be the first word up there. So let's get right into it so you can see how to use this program. So to start, we have the audio here. And what I would do is I would ask my students to pronounce the word after the so ludicrous, ludicrous, ludicrous. All right, and then there's a definition for it. And then after that, we have this, and this is really where this program shines, is with the memes. Now, the memes don't always work. Let's look and see what they have here. So a ludicrous outfit looks all right. All right, stand by for ludicrous speed. All right, some people laughing, the Monty Python and the Holy Grail, stupid, absurd, and not deserving to be laughed at. So your students can go through this and see whichever ones they like. But then they have this option to add a meme. Now, obviously, most of your students are probably going to be accessing this through either a mobile device or a tablet, where this could be quite difficult. But you're given an opportunity to go back and add a meme at any point. So they don't have to do it immediately. I would tell them, to wait to add their own meme at a later date. And the reason for that is, you don't want to focus so much on creating this. You want to focus more on the language. So you're given an opportunity to go back and do that later. And let me show you how it works. So upload a picture. What I've done here for Ludacris is, here's a picture of the rapper Ludacris. Okay? And, I'll just write, stupid. Okay? Save that. And this is good to personalize it, all right? So for me, when I hear Ludacris, I think, oh, the rapper, Ludacris, okay? So I would tell your students, give them an opportunity to customize these. But of course, there's already selections that they can choose from as well. And now every time this word comes up, this image will be associated with it as well. So go to next, pull a stunt, and again, I would have them play the audio a few times and to repeat after them. Another thing that you can do on top of having them pronounce each word, I would also maybe have them write each word, because there's going to be some spelling associated with this as well, and we will see that later on. So again, for each one, add a meme. Even if there's a meme that doesn't really work for them right now, just have them choose the best and allow them an opportunity later to go back and add their own customizable meme. So let's do that. Looks good. Go on to the next. All right, so you'll see here, so we have questions. There's a word that we have to find for this definition up here. I'm given some time. My time is trickling down quite quickly, and there we go, totally out of time. So it's giving me the right answer, and it's brought me back to this page. Again, the meme is here. And then I just go back. All right, so we have another definition, another word. And this time I'm going to get it before the timer goes out. So as you see, I've gotten 45 points for my correct answer. And these points add up over time. So it's not even between just these individual sessions, but all the time that they've logged on Memrise, they have a total score. And in that way, I think it's quite helpful. It adds a bit of a competitive nature to this. So maybe at the end of each month, you can look at the student's score, and whoever has the highest score could be rewarded with some kind of prize. But even if there's not a prize, I still think that when students are put into a competitive environment, they try to work harder. So we have licorice. So again, we'll find the meme that best suits us for the time being. We'll just choose, let's go through, how about, just a picture of some licorice. All right, the shoe was on the other foot. So again, let's come in and find the picture that best resonates with us. We'll just choose that for now. Move on. All right, so again, simple, just finding the word for the definition. And you'll see this flower that's growing here. Once that is fully bloomed, that means that you no longer have to do that word for this particular session. All right, so the last word that we're learning for this, all right, a treat. So just one more final meme. Come on in. Looks good. All right, trick or treat. You can choose that. All right, so what we saw before was a definition, having to choose a word. There's also multiple choice questions where you're given a word and you have to find the definition. Now there's also this. So sometimes they'll break it up. So if I were in your place, all right, if the shoe was on the other foot. sometimes you're given blocks to choose from, and sometimes you just have to type the word from your own memory. All right, so to pull a stunt. All right, so again, we're given definition, having to find the word. And I would even maybe have my students, for each answer to continue working on their pronunciation. So when they click it, a treat. Okay, so have them say it after the speaker has said it. Ludicrous, all right, such as this. All right, so a treat. As you can see, it tells you when you have a streak. And as you can see, so yeah, as I did there, I put in the wrong answer at first. I can just click to get it out. To pull a stunt. Right? Let's see what would happen if I did something wrong. So how about if the shoe was other on? Right? So then there, it'll bring me right, just like before. A wrong answer, you're brought to this page with the word and definition and the meme that you have chosen for the time being. And again, so you do have this option to choose another meme. And like I said, I would suggest for my students to change a meme to one that helps them remember this word the best. All right, so let's see what happens if I do the word wrong. All right, so again, even close, it'll still bring me back to this page right here, all right, for anything incorrect. So even though it was somewhat close, the spelling was still a good deal wrong. And at this point, if a student spelled something wrong, then maybe on a sheet of paper, I would ask them to spell out licorice a few times before moving on. All right, and then even in the program, they have to spell out the word before they can move on. All right, so as you can see here, given the definition and then having to type. So it's working on building their spelling for these. So again, not too difficult with these multiple choice questions, especially because it's still in the beginning. So, just process of elimination, we know it's licorice. We haven't seen these other words. So in some ways, this can be quite simple, but in others, having to constantly see these words and the definitions, it does play a good role in memory, especially having the students constantly reviewing these words throughout the semester. All right. Again, not too difficult here. We're almost done with some of these words. The flower has almost bloomed. All right, something very pleasant. Licorice. If the shoe was on other foot. So you'll see there's a lot of repetition here, all right? But a lot of, learning a language is simply repetition. So repetition in the sessions and then the opportunity to go back and review really puts these words and phrases into your students' long-term memories. Oh, oops. To pull a stunt, all right, doing something dangerous, ludicrous. All right, to pull a stunt. All right, ludicrous. To pull a stunt. All right, so as you can see, for most of these, I've already completed them. The other foot. Oh, oops. I misspelled shoe as show. Let's make sure, all right, did not slip onto the W key that time. Terrific. All right, something very pleasant. Of course, that is a treat. All right, almost done here. The shoe is on the other foot. Brilliant. All right, and then after your session is complete, you are brought to this page. All right, so we have a bit of an analysis here. How many answers were correct? The speed. Now, obviously, the speed was slow, taking our time here. But I would tell my students not to worry too much about the speed. To take their time. To give them an opportunity to pronounce and to write along at any point that they feel. And then, of course, accuracy. And all these added up equal their total points. Now, come down here. So if the shoe was on the other foot, that was marked as difficult for me because I missed it twice. Now, let's say to pull a stunt, I got it right every single time, but maybe I'm still not comfortable with this phrase. So simply, I can just click on the lightning bolt here, and it's added to my difficult words. So again, when I go to review, the difficult words are pushed further up on the list. And then we go to next, and it's time to either learn new words or maybe review things that we have already learned so far. And as you can see here, there's a leaderboard, so they can be competing with students in their class on a week-by-week basis, month-to-month, and an all-time, as well as competing with people all around the world. So again, for me, this is a great opportunity to give my students a tool to learn a language outside of class. And I think it's a more enjoyable way than just giving them a dictionary and telling them to, find some new terms and write down the definition. All right, the repetition of these questions and giving them the opportunity to create or find memes that relate to these words, I think helps tremendously in their long-term memory. So thanks for watching. I hope that you can go on and try to use this for whatever language you're teaching. As I've said, I've used it for Mandarin and English, so I'm interested to hear if the courses for the other languages are just as great. So thanks for watching, and until next time, have a good one.